Hello and welcome to Oh no, that's not today. Hello and welcome to Action Theater Presents. Today's feature is Heat from 1995, starring Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Val Kilmer. This film was directed by Michael Mann. Oh, it also stars John Voight, Tom Sizemore, Dwayne Verona and Amy Amy Burnett. Okay, so this is a crime action drama thriller. Master criminal Neil McCulley, Robert De Niro's character, is trying to control the rogue actions of one of his men, while also planning one of the biggest heists before relenting. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Hannah Al Pacino attempts to track down McCulley, and he deals with the of his own life, including the infidelity of his wife, played by Diane Verona, and the mental health of his stepdaughter. Sorry. McCulley and Hannah discover a mutual respect for even as they try to, well, ruin each other's plans. So this is the definitive director's cut. Um, Once again, I have to remind you, we have to abide by the YouTube guidelines, and so we can't actually show these films here on YouTube because heavy copyright law, and it breaks the rules of YouTube, so we cannot do that. But we will provide a additional link for you guys to watch along. I'm going to put that in both of our chats. Okay. The latest things will be wrong later. Okay, here it goes into my chat. Okay, there we go. That's all right. Now I'll continue it on over at deleted. All right. All right. All right. So it should be in both of our chats now. Follow us over to the screening room, and we will start the film. All right. So this one's a longer one. So since it's the director's cut, it's 2 hour runtime of 2 hours 50 minutes. So hold on to your butts. Here we go. I see we have Connie clearly in the chat. Always good to see you, Connie. Words and pictures saying evening all. Taylor Swift, the greater Disney Star Wars. Hello. Always good to see you. And deleted scenes saying, hey, oh, chat. Yes. Uh, sorry, I was a little bit behind. Well, a couple minutes behind, but yeah. It's done and done, deleted, done. You're welcome. Like I said, it's always a pleasure to see you guys come back to do this for you. Oh, wait a minute. Something's amiss. Well, I guess I didn't start the film in the. So, oopsies. All right. Well, let's do this over again. I forgot to share it on Cosme. Well, here we go. There we go. Now we got it going. I forgot to share it for you guys, but now we do. Now we got it rolling. Yep, I forgot. I forgot that smart final detail to share in the screening room. But it's all good now. Yeah, we see Robert De Niro's character, Macaulay. God, it's been years since I've seen this one, and this is my first watching of the definitive director's cut. So glad you all could be here this this evening, this afternoon. Nothing seems familiar to me. Seems like either been ages not seen this film. Yeah. It's almost what the Arizona license looks like. He was getting some type of explosive thing, which only licensed contractors can get. Oh, absolutely deleted scenes, known or words and pictures. Words and pictures in deleted scenes. Sometimes the wrong things come out. The words get wrong, but no problem there, brother. And the stepdaughter played by Natalie Portman, a very young Natalie Portman, not as young as she was in Leon, or is it it's known in places Leon or The Professional, where she had her movie debut, I believe. I'm sure deleted will correct me when he gets here. I kind of respect Natalie Portman. She was this child actor, and she grew up in film. She actually was because they was going to give it up, and you know, and she went to school and got her degree when she was very strict with her education. And to my knowledge, she hasn't spoken out politically. So 2 points there. So here's the heist in one of these, not the Tom Sizemore character, but the other guy with glasses. Well, he's a little bit more than psychotic and goes way, way off unhinged and off the rails. You'll see. It gets this. This is a great sequence of events that are about to unfold. Oh shit! I forgot that he was in this. Um. Oh god, what's his name? Oh, it's on the. I hate that when you know his. It's the guy actor who made Machete. Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo. See, you have to think of one another movie to think of the actor's name when that split moment. They look like a bunch of Jason Voorhees here. Well, to be fair, those masks are designed to take hockey pucks to the face. You know, protect your face, protect your brain. They got to take a heavy whopping. Damn. Yeah, Badass is a good movie, isn't it? Words and pictures. They did three of those. Badass one, Badass two, and Badass three. They're all pretty damn good. Quality entertainment. Blow out their eardrums. This guy messes everything up. They they were they just yeah, that wasn't the execution was not supposed to happen. Was not part of the plan, damn it. We're timestamp 1515. You might recognize the one of the cops there as Buffalo Bill from Silence and Lions. That's right. He's not LAPD. He's FBI. Hmm. Ah, shit. Psycho on the loose. It was at this moment you done fucked up. But you could understand the fuzz was coming around. He's like, maybe we should do this right this moment. It's okay. I'll find you. I'll find that psychotic son of a bitch and, well, do my thing. Oh yeah, indeed it is. Where it's his wife played by Ashley Judd, related to the Judds, the country western Korea, uh, the Judds had some very hit albums. Well, we hope you'll be able to join us before the end deleted. Our current time step is 24:30. Places you can see that find this on streaming is Hulu and Plex. You could also buy it for Prime Video and Vudu. But you can see it on Hulu or Plex. Yeah, yeah. This was yeah, back in '95. So yeah, so cellular phones were just coming into those. I remember. Amy, that actress there is Amy Berneman. You might have seen her with Sylvester Stallone in Daylight. She was trying to leave New York, got stuck in a tunnel. Also, and there's Wes Studi. You might have known from uh, Kevin Costner's um, Dances with Wolves. Sorry, Ted Levine is the guy who plays way early mentioned earlier Buffalo Bill from Silent of the Lambs. Hello, Lady V. Always good to see you, Lady V. Oh, it's always good to see you, though, Lady V. Wow, this has really got a all-star cast. I see William Finchner is also in this. Also, Tom Noonan. He played. Well, he once played Bigfoot in Harry and the Hendersons, and of course RoboCop, and it was in many other things. Yeah, Tatanka Bison. Yes. being in an action uh, crime drama that this is, yeah, I kind of like romantic, the little subtle romantic, showing the view of L.A. in the backdrop there. Kind of appreciate that. Yeah, sorry about sorry, Lady V, but we all gotta do it. Wish you could be here, but you are here. You're here, but you're not here. Maybe one day there'll be a special link where we could have these play on demand. So, yeah, so you missed the show, you can watch it again. Well, we love you for it, Lady V. It's always a pleasure. The the actor with the tie you might recognize from Forrest Gump. It's like Bubba. He plays Ducker. Yeah, McKinley. That's a McCletty Williamson. That's got one of those hard to pronounce names. LOL, you're like a jump scare, harmless but dramatic. Well, we appreciate it, Lady B. There he is. Tom Nolan. Also played Frankenstein's monster in Monster Squad and Harry Nilsson's and RoboCop 2. He was the villain, the protagonist, Kane. What a wonderful cast this has. Here you find out about the first heist and the guy. Well, if you're watching, you get it. Oh wow! The actor opposite him is Henry Rollins, who's been in a number of acting credits, but he's most known for well, I was before I finish the sentence. He's most known for the Henry Rollins band. He is a hard rocker, but I think now I think of it, he's had more acting credits where he's been seen in films. For instance, he was in Sons of Anarchy. All right. For those watching a copy at home, we're at 39. What was it? 39:38. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, words. Indeed. That's hence the title. Heat. I remember when this film came out, not too long after it. I was either before or not too long after. There was actually a big shootout at a bank, which me or kind of mayors, I guess. Hey, hey, look, they even have Bumblebee in the movie, or at least the car looks like Bumblebee. This poor guy. He's a poor ex-con. He's in a work program. And he's got this horrible cook boss. Uh, Imagine there were still phones on the streets of LA in 95. Now they have all yet been removed, discarded relics. Looks like Amy might be in Chinatown. Wow! Don't look. See, find something new when you haven't seen a film in ages. Totally forgot. Didn't know he was in here. This I think they're talking about Danny Trejo's character. Oh no, Tom Sizemore. Well, had to be one of them. All right, our timestamp is 49:37. The old drive-in theater. Indeed, it was words. Yeah, he's not too happy about it. Yeah, it was at this moment where you done fucked up. This is a very the core of this group at its core is these for a very family oriented. Yeah, yeah, they do. Oh, yeah. See, you could see they got all eyes on him. Yeah, this has got a really great plot, and, it's moved it's very well paced. Uh, Girly girl, you shoulda got out when you could've get run! Run like hell! Run now! Now! Uh, I don't think she ran fast enough. Indeed, words. The Raoul. Here we have the wake of the homicide from the psycho guy. Dude caved in her head. She met up with the wrong motor scooter. Listen to your woman. It's a good thing he saw her. It's like, girl your age should not be out on the streets. You know, they call it the City of Angels, but I imagine it might have a hidden name, like the City of Demons. No offense if you live there or know somebody who lives there. I mean, shit, half my family roots still live there. Not in LA per se, but in or around LA. Some up north. Yeah, oops. They're walking away from the job. Too much heat. Yeah, another one of those. It was at this moment the cop knows he fucked up. Because some cop in the van made a noise. Yep, you really screwed the pooch on that one. Too many guys in a small, confined space. My sentiments exactly. Words. Whoa. Van Zant is the psycho, the one that got away, the loose end. I like this. They don't have a score. They just have the sounds of the city. Oh, I guess here's a little score. Wonderful, wonderful. Deleted. We are exactly an hour's timestamp is 1 hour 17 minutes 35 seconds. Classic Pacino. Uh, this is great. You thought nothing. Uh, he knows at this moment. Smile to the cameras, boys. Oh yeah, they're watching the Heat. The serious camera. Huh. Man, he driving fast. Oh, that should be good. You have the cop talking to the villain. You have the cop gonna have a cup of coffee with the protagonist, the villain, and they know each other. Well, this is pretty much they're measuring each other up and saying, I'll do what I have to do. Kind of a little respect to each other. Studios are still making these film characters and the themes seem plots, relationship, interactions. Yeah. Mm. Only wish. Yeah. In a big, big way, words. The Nazi Psycho. El Camino. That's funny, Rudge. I think he just quit. And here she's casing the bank. It's a very large bank. It's savings alone, I think. Yep, indeed. We should be getting more deleted scenes in here soon, hopefully. Well, it's going down. Don't you dare press that button. We're at 144.27. Got a duffel bag full of money. Welcome. Deleted scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, you love them. You've been waiting for them all day. Deleted scenes.
Hello, hello.
We're at the hike of the bank heist right now.
All right.
Our timestamp is 147.06.
Ah, dude.
A big shootout in LA really took place, like exactly like pretty darn close to what happened here.
Right, the North Hollywood shootout that took place in '93, as I recall. Some real military precision here too. Um, from what I understand, they did all receive training from military operatives, law enforcement. Yeah, Swartz is down. And, Wes Studi gets a drop, gets a round in on Kilmer here, drops him. Now, this is another thing that happens in this movie is that Macaulay has all of these rules that he sort of follows, that he lives by, and one of the things he does over the course of the movie is he pretty much breaks them all. Um, he gets involved with the woman, Edie, even though he says don't have any attachments. He goes back for Kilmer during the shootout, even though he always says that he's not going to should this happen. Um, you know, bringing in Wayne Grow, a guy who's an obvious psycho, into such a who's out for himself, who has no loyalties, bringing someone like that into such a close knit group. Now, this is something that didn't happen during the North Hollywood shootout. Was the shootout spilling over into a civilian area like this? And this little girl here was in a lot of television at the time as well. So even she's like a known actor, even though she's just in the scene. And Vincent gets to drop on him here. Aim's careful. And there you go. So the final score on both sides is Neil has lost Michael and Breeden. Val Kilmer's been wounded. And
the cook from the
they
diner.
lost Bosco as well. Now, in the previous scene, the actress who was the television reporter, not in this scene, but the one just before it, she was in the original version of this movie called LA Takedown, which you can actually find for free on here on YouTube.
Nice.
And she was the Amy Brenneman part. So that's something that most people don't remember is he is a remake.
Jeremy Piven, right
Jeremy
here,
Piven,
forensics lab guy.
Now, of course, this has got the wheels turning in Neil's head, and he's starting to wonder, okay, how did this get so screwed up? Now we know from the scene at the police station prior to the shootout, we know that Henry Rollins' character ratted them out. But then your question becomes, how did he find out? And this is where we're going to start to connect the dots. And of course, Neil finds Trail here, who's been beaten and tortured.
Oh yeah, he was beaten.
Wife assaulted and killed. And who else do we know that does that?
Luckily, the psycho.
Mm-hmm.
The psycho Nazi guy.
Yeah.
Sorry about my dog. We have a house cleaner cleaning.
Ah. So once Waingro got away from Neil earlier, he of course goes to Van Zandt. How Waingro knew to go to Van Zandt, I'm not 100% clear on. It could just be that I'm forgetting something. We'll see. But anyway, he goes to Van Zandt. He informs on Neil to Van Zandt, who of course orders Henry Rollins to go and tell the cops, and that's how that happened. I mean, now we have to, yeah.
He's going after the psycho.
Mhm.
To tie up that loose end.
Well, he's got 2 loose ends.
Yeah.
Really 3, but 2 main ones. And a Black Flag concert goes horribly awry.
Oh yeah. You had it coming.
Yeah. And he's so convinced that he's untouchable that he's just sitting there watching TV while all this is going on.
Yeah.
No, can't. I'm in my mansion up on the hill. No one can get me. Yeah. All right. Touchable. Okay, so based on real life events, up to a certain point, yes. The shootout that takes place was based on the North Hollywood shootout, as we've brought up. Macaulay and Hannah are both actually based on real people as well, from what I understand. Has the shootout happened yet? Yes. I came in just as that was happening, so unfortunately, I would have liked to have been here a little bit earlier, but unfortunately, that couldn't be helped. But here we are. We still got a little ways to go in the movie, so and yes, this is the case. Here, for those of you who are following us on Cosme, Words and Pictures has dropped some information on the real life Neil Macaulay. A career criminal, spent half his life in prison before organizing a series of heists in Chicago in the 1960s. Yeah. Now, the theatrical edit of this film, which, if I remember correctly, runs about 2 hours and 50 minutes. What the difference is between that version of the film and this one? Whether there's anything that's been changed or added or even left out? I honestly couldn't tell you, but if I see anything that's that's different from the theatrical edit, I'll jump in and let you know. The second picture we have there on Cosme is the Chicago police officer Chuck Adamson, who later became a television producer and screenwriter who consulted on Heat. Yes. Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
Later, Kronos.
Take care, Kronos. And the guy there playing Schwartz is Jerry Trimble, and if I remember correctly, he was like one of the really early MMA guys.
We got a time stamp of 2 hours 7 minutes.
He did try to talk him out of it, though. That was the thing. It was interesting. He said, "No, you don't have to go on this one. You've made enough money." You know, you could almost have made a whole other movie with just these two, you know, and just change why he's so
Yeah,
screwed up. You know? And I mean, it would have been obviously not this kind of a movie, but
yeah.
yeah. And then you have these two can of worms here.
This
Oh
has got
boy,
a really good cast.
it does. Which, all right, television.
Don't get to watch my damn TV, son of a bitch. It's my TV.
Mhm. That's another thing that's kind of a subplot that I don't think anybody really realizes is going on. There is a lot of drug abuse in this movie, and especially with these two. um, Now there are, and they've talked about this. So I'm not talking out of school here. Is They have said that that Pacino's character in this film is on cocaine, which you can tell in some scenes, which explains some scenes. Um, but I don't really get that because you would think he would be getting off on the high of chasing after guys like Macaulay. Why would he need to do that as well? So I don't know. I'd have to do more reading into that. Hmm. Yeah, that's again, that's the thing. Imagine if he had met her earlier than he did, how different he might have been. Which is why my then 22-year-old self watching this movie the first time I wanted him to get away. I was rooting for Macaulay to get away. You know, knowing full well that there was going to have to be a showdown. Drug use for the downtimes between the high moments investigations like Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, yeah, something along those lines. Now, of course, they are expecting Chris to make this move.
I like she's got her own language.
Mm-hmm.
She lets him.
Yeah. No. And it is at this moment that he kind of becomes Macaulay.
Shrimp sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go back for Bubba. He had good credentials.
Mm-hmm. Well, he got him from Nate, so yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris is gone. Until the sequel.
What?
Whenever that may be.
Sequel.
Yeah.
Sequel.
Yep.
Oh, there's a sequel?
Well, there could be, because there was, of course, the book written by Michael Mann and Meg Gardner. That's like a sequel book. Now, there's been some back and forth as to whether or not they're actually going to make that into a film or not. Because it's two timelines. It's Hannah going after Chris. Because remember, Chris was the one who killed Bosco. So he's after him for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this backstory that takes place in the 80s, 1988, I think. Where Hannah is chasing after someone who is pulling off heists in Chicago. This ghost, this guy gets in and out, perfect crime, not realizing at that point that it's Macaulay. And he's been after him even then. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but what I've read's pretty good.
Bye bye, TV.
Yep. Yeah, like, yo, what was that about? Just another night in LA, boys.
Yeah,
And
they
of
get a
course
lot of that in New York too.
yeah. He's so out of it that he doesn't realize he just like stepped through the water from the tub. And now he sees it. He goes, what the fuck is it? Oh, shit. You know.
The stepdaughter,
So this stepdaughter. Yeah.
played by Natalie Portman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she really did a number on herself, didn't she?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. I mean, it's almost like you forget about her. You really do. From the last time you see her in the movie until you find her in the tub, you literally forget about her. And that's the thing. Is that everybody is so up their own ass doing their own thing that they don't realize that here's this teenager who's hurting, you know? Yeah. That line is so sad. When did you see it last? I don't know.
Yeah.
You should fucking know. She's your kid, you know? And seeing how big Michael Mann is on authenticity, I wouldn't be surprised if all of these doctors and nurses we're seeing here were the real deal.
Oh yeah, he does. He's
Mhm.
going after the Nazi psycho.
Even though he just said he wouldn't, but
Oh, this is a. It's like a itch he just has to scratch.
it is.
Like,
Yep, home free. All he has to do is just keep driving and go now. Ah,
he,
yeah,
he just could not resist.
couldn't because he breaks all of his own rules. Because Hannah has enough on Wangro to get him before any of this stuff happened.
And she'll be remaining waiting for him, like in a Christopher Nolan movie.
Hmm? What was that about Christopher Nolan?
Oh, that she's waiting for Chris, or not Chris. I mean, De Niro's character.
Oh.
And he's even going to look the part here.
Hmm. Amy Brenneman, who, of course, you mentioned earlier in the show, is in Daylight with Sylvester
Mm-hmm.
Stallone. She
Yeah.
also had her own series for a while, Judging Amy, where she played a judge, and she's also in City of Angels, where if
Nick Cage.
yeah, you blink, you miss her. She's the angel in the library. Of course, honestly, Neil really only has himself to blame here because he's, again, why bring somebody like Wangro into such a tight knit group? So the movie can happen, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Quality when we were home free and into the bright light of the tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah,
That was kind of
it's good.
brilliant. Light at the end of the tunnel. Subjective imagery. With a different story.
And the chase is on. Spring in a step. Hi-Yo silver away. Okay, I'll stop. Kevin Gage is Wangro. And honestly, this was the only movie I ever saw him in where he played the bad guy. You know? Even though he's, I understand, has something of a reputation in real life of being a. Yeah. Whoops.
You can see the look. She's freaking out already. Mm.
Make him drop the flashlight. Hey, aren't you happy? I killed your serial killer for you.
Yeah. we're at 2:35:55.
Mhm. And he leaves her behind. Fortune Pictures says, I expect all the extras have had their own TV shows because everyone in this film seems to be well known. Yeah, yeah. Good thing. Pistas at 10 pieces. This is kind of reminiscent of Bullet as well, because that ends with a shootout at the airport.
Which one?
Bullet.
Oh yeah.
Mm. Very minimal score in this movie, but when it's there, it's used well. Mm. Of course, the first round throws off a shot, and that last one there is the one that did it.
Damn shadow.
Yeah. And this is God Moving Over the Face of the Waters by Moby that plays over the closing. All right. Heat, 1995. One of my personal favorite movies.
It is another great film. I'm glad you think so. Words and pictures.
All right.
Trying to figure out. I couldn't tell a difference. I'm sure there was some extras, prolonged scenes in this one, but I didn't really notice much of a difference.
I didn't notice anything different in what I saw. No. All right. We shall consult the scrolls. Of course, by scrolls, I mean IMDb Pro.
Yep.
Heat was released December 15th, 1995, at an estimated budget of $60 million and grossed $187 million worldwide.
Was nominated had 11 nominations, I believe.
From
15 nominations on various award shows.
Yes. But oddly, no Oscar nominations. Not one. And of course, it was all location in and around LA.
Natalie Portman was nominated for Best Young Supporting Actress. And for this. Val Kilmer for MTV Movie Awards.
Mm-hmm. 'Nominated at the Saturn Awards as well for supporting actor Val Kilmer, and Best Action Adventure Film.
Cinema Audio Society USA, 1996, for sound mixing. Feature film.
All right. A little bit of trivia. There are 155 trivia items. Obviously, I will not go over all of them.
No,
but,
we'd have to do a whole nother show.
And normally we would have to as well. Yeah. And as I mentioned, this was filmed without a single sound stage. It was all location shooting. Xander Berkeley, who played Ralph, who's having the affair with Hannah's wife, he's a minor character in this film. He was Waingro in the original version. LA Takedown. All right. In a promotional interview for The Keep, Michael Mann stated that he wanted to see Heat brought to the screen. At that point, it had already been written, but had no interest in directing it. Composer Elliot Goldenthal wrote a piece of score to play over the final scene. Michael Mann replaced it with Moby's God moving over the face of the waters. So Goldenthal reused the piece as the end titles for Michael Collins the following year, replacing the electric guitar with a fiddle to give it a more Irish sound. The original cue, called Hand in Hand, can be heard on Goldenthal's website. And if you've never seen Michael Collins, that's a movie I highly recommend. It's got Liam Neeson, Alan Rickman, Aidan Quinn, Julia Roberts, and Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. If you ever see it, check it out. Lost my page. Give me a moment. All right. In the UK, the film was given a. The film was. Hold on. The film was given a 15 rating for both its cinema and video release, and passed uncut in both instances. It was re-released in 2000 with a new Underground Epics video cover bearing an 18 certificate. However, this was not a different version of the film. The content was the same as the 15 version. The 18 certificate was a mistake, and the video cover was withdrawn. The drive-in was shot at the Centinela Drive-In in Inglewood, California, which had been closed since 1993. The theater was demolished in 1998. The site is now occupied by an apartment complex. The actors who took part in the robbery sequence had to undergo power weapons training, obviously. The cast was given weapons and tactics training by former British Special Air Service members Andy McNabb and Mick Gould. Gould has a cameo as one of the cops who breaks into Henry Rollins' flat. And if you ever see the movie Bravo 20 with Sean Bean, he plays McNabb in that film. All right. This is going to get loud for a second here, folks. Bear with me. Sorry about that. It's funny how my smoke detector always goes off at all of the times in which there's not actually smoke in my house.
Mine does the same thing.
Yeah, the one time it happened, nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Again, let me find my page. Bear with me. All right. John Voight initially turned down the part of Nate, telling Michael Mann that there were several actors who could perform the part better. Mann told Voight that he wanted him for the role since he'd always wanted to work with him. This was the first film to feature Robert De Niro and Al Pacino acting together, which created much hype prior to release. They both starred in The Godfather Part 2, but never shared the screen together, as the split chronology prevented this. When this movie was finally released, even its advertising material promoted the film as a De Niro and Pacino showdown. Keanu Reeves was originally signed to play Chris Hierlis, and Karsten Norgard was also one of Michael Mann's options. He would have been different. But they both lost the part when Val Kilmer was able to squeeze it into his schedule while making Batman Forever. Yep, he was filming Batman Forever at the same time.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. When Michael Mann filmed the restaurant scene at Cape Mantalini in Beverly Hills, he used the restaurant's actual employees as extras. On the last day of filming, he awarded them all with a SAG card. The scene involving the shootout after the bank robbery was particularly tricky to film since they were only allowed to film on the weekends. In June of 2002, the scene involving the shootout after the bank robbery was shown to the United States Marine recruits at the MCRD San Diego as an example of the proper way to retreat while under fire. At the party, Bosco tells a story of a grade school friend named Raul. Michael Mann said that the story was completely ad-libbed by Ted Levine and that he had no idea how Levine came up with it. Michael Mann visited inmates in Folsom Prison to gain some insight into prison life and to aid his depiction of Neil. Mann later commented that Neil's collars were always perfectly starched as they would have been in prison. The meeting between De Niro and Pacino over coffee was shot at Cape Mantalini on Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. The Los Angeles mainstay was a noted top spot for a stylish late supper. The restaurant had heat spelled in neon above the door and a large poster of the actors in the now famous scene. Diners could request a varied table featured in the scene, table number 71, which wait staff were familiar with as the table, and were happy to see De Niro and Pacino fans at their famous meeting place. The restaurant closed in late 2014. Michael T. Williamson, in the special edition DVD of the movie, said in an interview that Michael Mann arranged the detectives and professional criminals an exclusive restaurant, the name of which Williamson refused to disclose, where LAPD detectives and criminals socialized. Cast members playing the detectives had dinner with the LAPD detectives and their wives one night, while the cast members playing the thieves had dinner with the real-life criminals and their wives on a separate night. Williamson said that Mann arranged these events so the actors and actresses would have a better idea of how real detectives and criminals socialized and interacted with each other. John Voight's character, Nate, is based on real-life former career criminal Edward Bunker. Bunker had previously starred in another famous heist film, Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, he was Mr. Blue. Michael Mann disowned the television version aired by NBC. Mann offered to restore 17 of the cut minutes. NBC decided instead to cut 40 minutes of the film out in order to fit a 3-hour television time slot. Mann said, "You can call it a Michael Smithy or an Alan Mann movie." Yeah. It's still a decent movie, though, but you can kind of tell watching it that there was meant to be more. And, well, here we go with this movie. Michael Mann made the movie as a tribute to a detective friend of his in Chicago who obsessively tracked and killed a thief named Neil McCauley he had once met under nonviolent circumstances. Yeah. Wangro is based on a real Chicago criminal who ratted out some influential Chicago criminals. According to Michael Mann, Wangro went missing. His body was found in northern Mexico where it had been nailed to the wall of a shed. Amy Brenneman disliked the script and didn't want to be in the movie, saying it was too filled with blood and no morality. Michael Mann told her that with that mindset, she would be perfect for the role of Edie. Yeah, kind of true. Dennis Farina, a former Chicago police officer, was a consultant on the film, since the story was based on a Chicago police officer and criminal. Farina had previously played a Chicago cop in Michael Mann's television series Crime Story. The concierge at the airport hotel is played by former LAPD detective Tom Elfmont, who served as one of the film's technical advisors. The scene of Macaulay standing against a window and watching the ocean was inspired by the painting Pacific by Alex Colville. In the director's commentary, Michael Mann noticed that Al Pacino improvised the line, "Because she's got a great ass." Hank Azaria confirmed it, saying that Al Pacino's unexpected outburst scared the hell out of me. He actually terrified me. And the look of shock is not acting. In an early draft of the script, Vincent Hanna had a cocaine habit, which, according to Al Pacino, explains his bombastic outbursts. Okay, I don't know if this is true or not, but here we go. This is no bullshit, folks. I'm actually reading this off of IMDb. Jean-Claude Van Damme was briefly considered for the role of Michael Cerrito, who's the character that Tom Sizemore played. Okay. What the hell? Why not, right?
Yeah.
Don Johnson was also briefly considered for the part of Michael Cerrito. He was also discussed as a possible backup for both De Niro and Pacino if one of them turned down their parts. Nick Nolte and Jeff Bridges were discussed as possible alternatives for the two leading roles. All right. Diane Venora was bemused that she got the part of Al Pacino's wife, seeing as the screenplay described her character as, and I quote, "a languorous redhead with thighs for days." Hey. All right. Danny Trejo's character's name was originally Towner. Okay. Al Pacino had a full facelift before filming began, which explains why he looks so different from then on in previous movies he'd been in. In the original script, Edie was Chinese. And there are a number of character name changes between the script and anyway, there are a number of actors who are up for different parts. Jean Reno was considered to play Chris. I don't know. I guess Chris was French originally. Between him and Van Damme, I don't know. Johnny Depp was considered to play Chris at one point, but Depp wanted too much money, so that's why he didn't get the part. The armored car robbery originally had a different street location, and the escape is a lot tighter as the crew actually rammed several police cars, escaping after shooting the guards. This is one of Christopher Nolan's favorite films. The film inspired his vision of Gotham City in the Dark Knight trilogy. Interestingly, this began a decade after Heat was released, with Batman Begins in 2005, Dark Knight in 2008, Dark Knight Rises in 2012. To continue the Batman theme, Val Kilmer played the titular character in Batman Forever. All right. The gun battle scene used up to 800 to 1,000 rounds per take. And this was Natalie Portman's second film, with Leon being the first one, as we brought up earlier.
Leon, the professional, yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'll wrap up with this one. During a February 2016 discussion at the Brooklyn Academy of Music in New York, Michael Mann revealed the locations of the real life inspiration for the famous coffee scene. Chicago detective Chuck Adamson ran into the real life Neil McCauley while picking up dry cleaning on Lincoln Avenue and Belden Avenue in Chicago. The two went to the now closed Belden Deli at 2301 North Clark Street in Chicago, a few blocks away. The diner was knocked down and reconstructed in the 1990s and is now the location of the 11 City Diner. All right. I'll bring this up since we did bring up that the shootout was based on a real life shootout. The explicit nature of several of the film's scenes was cited as the model of a spate of robberies since its release. This included armored car robberies in South Africa, Colombia, Denmark, Norway, and most famously, the 1997, I said 93 earlier, I was mistaken, 97 North Hollywood shootout in which Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matasereno robbed the North Hollywood branch of the Bank of America and, similarly to the film, were confronted by the LAPD as they left the bank. This shootout is considered one of the longest and bloodiest events of its type in American police history. Both robbers were killed, and 11 police officers and 7 bystanders were injured during the shootout. And this movie was widely referenced during the coverage of the shootout, which it was. All right.
All right, yeah.
Of course, like I said, there are 155 points of trivia.
We could go on and on.
I could go on. So, yeah, a number of different actors were looked at for various parts in this movie. Walter Hill was going to direct at one point. Wes Studi's character died in the original script. So yeah, there were some changes made. Like I said, Heat is a remake. Not very many people realize that. The original movie was LA Takedown. You can find it on YouTube. Give it a look. If you're interested in seeing where Heat came from, kind of an early kind of think of that movie as a first draft. So, yeah.
Wow, outstanding. I think next week, for those are interested, we'll do a Under Siege with you
Huh?
know, yeah.
Okay.
Tommy Lee Jones and of course Steven Seagal.
And if all goes well, hopefully I will be able to join you live for that program. I might be a little late to it again because I am having my surgery on that day, but it's going to be minor. They're going to give me a local, so I'm going to be awake for the whole thing. And so, yeah, hopefully, if it doesn't take too awfully long, I will be able to join you for Under Siege. I'm going to be a little numb, but I'm not going to show it this. But well, my God, he's stoned. That's because I most likely will be. But yeah, and hello, DJ Ronnie G.
Yes.
So yeah,
I got some good news for Western
on.
cinema. I have two more public domain films that we can show that I got my hands a copy of.
Nice.
So those will be John Wayne and McClintock, and John Wayne again in Angel and the Birdman
Badman. Yeah.
from 1947. So look for those to come on Western Cinema.
Mm-hmm. And of course, stay tuned this week because we're doing a movie from last year entitled Murder at Yellowstone City.
Yep.
Tooth extraction, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one of them has to go. Because it's either that or live with nerve damage, and I'd rather not do that. So yeah, I gotta go in. I gotta go in Thursday morning and get fixed up. I don't know when exactly I'm going to be back, but hopefully I will be back in time to join you for at least part of the program next week. Because another thing we got going on is also the day that Dune Part 2 gets released in theaters. So I'm going to be going to that in the evening. And I have been told that I will be in the condition to kind of get up and go. So I should be fine and expect my my review sometime thereafter.
Oh,
Deleted tooth. Yeah.
I once had 9 teeth pulled at the same time with just local. So,
yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, I'm probably going to need dentures at some point.
Hey, you can join the club.
But yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is sometimes, folks. So yeah. But I'll be there. I'll live. I'm going to be there for the Sunday show. I'm going to try and be there for next week's show, Under Siege. I like that movie. I think it's Seagal's best movie. I like Above the Law quite a bit, too. And I like
Yeah.
the sequel. The sequel, I think, is fine.
Yep.
There was a time when Steven Seagal made good movies, folks. You know? Yeah. Yeah, when we did the public domain movie a few weeks ago,
It was 3 weeks ago.
that got a great response. So yeah, we
Oh,
definitely
big,
want to do
huge.
yeah,
I'm searching. I'm scouring the internet, doing the research, getting what I need to do so we can have more public domain films shown.
yeah, because that's the thing during the during watch parties like this. And believe me, every channel that does watch parties would love to show a film in its entirety, but
Yes.
we can't always do it because there's copyright, there's YouTube will not allow you to show certain things. So you kind of have to kind of do your research as to which ones can you show, what can you not, what's public domain, what isn't, but so yeah, so before somebody goes into the comments and says, hey, clickbait or something, why aren't you showing the movie? We can't.
Yeah.
You know, and believe me, we want to show you all of these movies. So before anybody gets cheesed in the comments, understand, that, um, it's out of our control sometimes, which is why you can follow along with us live on Cosme. And I think this really encourages physical media as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a copy of a movie that we're showing, follow along that way, please. By all means. But yeah, that's really the best way, because nobody can take your physical copy away from you.
Yeah.
Remember that if you go and you buy a movie on one of these streaming services, they can just as easily take that movie away. You don't really own it. You're really just renting for an extended period.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, enough of my yakking. Go on, please.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say, I ain't got much going on till Saturday and Sunday. Might do a surprise stream Friday night. I don't know. We'll see. um, but yeah, we'll hope to see you guys here on. Maybe join us for some karaoke on Saturday night at the after hours, and then Western Cinema with Murder at Yellowstone City.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the weekend update coming up.
Right. Weekend update tonight at the 11:30. I'm going to let everybody in on what's coming up from my channel here in the next few days. Some things that I'm going to be doing in the future, such as the 2000 sub celebration.
Woohoo!
I also have, and this is very, very deep background. I don't have anybody for this yet. I am hoping to get some people together for a review roundtable of Dune Part 2.
Ah, excellent.
I just don't know who all I'm going to be able to get or when I'm going to do it, but That's the plan.
What's the release date on Dune?
The 29th. The evening of the 29th. I'm going. I am going to the.
Is that
the
this month or next month?
This
Because
month.
we get a 29th in February this year.
Yeah. Thursday, February 29th. Yeah.
Wow.
Although there are some people who obviously have already seen it because there are already reviews now.
early.
Yeah.
You have to have super press pass or something to get that.
But
and that's selected cities. Yeah.
I will be going next Thursday night. So like I said, if all goes well in the morning, then I'll join you all here. And then I'll pretty much be going straight to the theater after that. So
well, I'll see if I can get my hands on if I can go see it. Maybe I haven't been to theaters since last August, I think. It's been a while.
Indeed.
Well, I'd like to thank you all. Words and Pictures, Connie, Lady V, Kronos, FKHC 2005. Always
DJ Ronnie G.
DJ Ronnie G, yes. Well, thank
Lady
you all
V
for
Elements.
coming. Lady V, yes. Lady Mist at the buzzard.
Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU, was also here earlier.
Yes.
All right.
It's such a pleasure to see you guys. See ya. Thank you for coming. I remind you to be excellent to each other. Party on. And keep the popcorn popping and the guns a-blazing. I will be seeing you on the next one. Over you, deleted scenes.
And of course, as I always say, support physical media, support independent creators. As Eric 13 would say, watch more fucking film. Good night. Take care. Stay strong, because this is how we win. From HQ in our second home office in Arizona, signing off.
Good night. Later, folks.